I mean, is he really needed?
Probably not. The okay, so we're live on the stream and whatnot. Welcome everyone. Hopefully you all can
Hey.
hear me.
Yeah.
So we have spent the last little bit while we were kind of hanging out here, catching everyone up on what happened. So Halivin wasn't with you last week because he was wandering around the marketplace and got attacked by some gelatinous cubes. He managed to rally a couple veterans that were also hanging out in the marketplace, like mostly retired, kind of like a militia type deal of the Deep Gnomes, and fight them off. Did not come out of it unscathed. And then the party caught him up on what Jell did last week as well, or last session. So everyone is moving to Area 18, which is the one part of Rock Blight that you haven't been to yet. And coming up one of the twin staircases to the top of the waterfall, at the back of the area there is the what looks to be two stone statues of gargoyles. Sorry, I'm trying to do so many things at once right now.
Well, heading up the stairs.
Okay, and you guys come up. I know this map's going to look real familiar to everyone. There we go.
Like we were just here last time.
You weren't. It was different.
Deja vu.
All right. So coming up the stairs, you have the two gargoyles there. And I'm going to go ahead and lock tokens at this point after you guys just go ahead and rearrange yourselves however you want.
That's what usual. I'm leading.
Yeah, I'm middle-ish to the back.
Everyone good there?
Yes, sir.
Works for me.
Okay. So what do you guys want to do? This is basically just, as you see it, it's just a ledge with rocks, except that none of these other passages are here. That just where the walls are on the map is kind of just like empty space.
Well, gonna wander over and check out the gargoyles.
Okay. As you get to there, the gargoyles start to stir and like kind of stand up from their crouched position and shake their wings a little bit, and then look at you menacingly. And everybody's gonna roll initiative.
I see our initiative is doing as well as it always does.
All right, Halivin, you're up.
Alvin, you there?
If you're talking, Halibin, we're not hearing you, man.
Okay, strange. Well, hopefully no idea what's happening, he says. Can you hear us? Okay. Yeah, I guess just keep working on it.
Reset Discord. That's usually just the connection.
Yeah, it was working fine before, so.
Got it. There it is. Okay.
Are we doing our NPCs as well?
Yes.
Okay.
But Halavin's not gonna be able to
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so Thidriel's only going to come up to here. But Eldith is, so she can move 30 feet from where I am. So Eldith is going to come to, like, here. Don't move me to there, but that, so I'll just make a little square. So that's where Eldith is, and
Okay.
she's just got her hammer and shield out, just ready in case somebody comes up. And I've got my staff out ready, and Shushar is sitting at the back, sitting down with his eyes closed.
Okay. Shade. Moving up.
Alrighty. Shade will step up, so that way they're a little bit closer to get within range. Let's see, and we can obviously tell that, these are enemies and they're not necessarily good statues that are just defending their area there.
Well, it's basically as soon as you started to approach them, they came to life and looked at you threateningly, which is about all you're gonna get from a statue.
Okay.
But they didn't have, like, a surprise round or anything, because it took them a little bit to, like, shake the dust off, you know?
Cool. Just want to make sure they weren't like defenders of something that's over here that's good and, yeah. They're bad statues, so.
I mean, you could roll insight on the statues, you could roll perception on the room, if you want to do that instead of an action this turn.
Sure, why not? Just never hurts to check. We'll go with insight.
They look like stone gargoyles. Their faces are carved to resemble sort of like demonish humanoid features.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, this is you haven't really seen something like this, but you can think of a couple people who might be interested in or know something more about them. Those being the Stoneheart priests. But they don't appear to be protecting anything. There's nothing else here.
All right. So in that case, I, check with the guys. Hey, do we want to take these on, or do we want to check and see if they're, check with the priests and see if they're needed? Either way, that will end my turn.
Okay. Do you have any NPCs you want to move around, or?
We'll just keep it easy. Have them stay by me, so that way they don't need to move around.
Okay, Shadira.
Okay, Shadira is moving to there and getting Jimjar to come to the opposite side of that gargoyle,
Okay.
and then wishes to smite said gargoyle.
Okay. Attack with advantage.
See, Dawnbringer.
I guess that answers your question, Shade.
What was the question?
If we want to attack them or not, or check with the priests to see if they're a part of something grander. Before we, murder hobo them all.
Okay. They're not undead, are they? No. Good. And
Okay.
that's it for Shadira and you guys not listen to Combat Tracker again.
You want him on there?
Doesn't really matter. It's just for the there's enough critical, so yes, please. That's if they if it will actually allow the what's the name damage this time or not. Sneak attack damage.
You should just do what I mentioned last time and just create it on your own character, so you can just add sneak attack to yourself and just do the damage from there.
That's actually a good idea. I never, yeah. I did do it, I believe. Or did I? No, I started doing it, and then I didn't work out how to do it properly.
Oh,
right.
well, just
I can put it on there for you.
Yes, please.
So go ahead and do it normally this turn, and then I'll put it on there for you.
Okay, so normally it would be
2d6.
well, yeah, for the but also critical, so it's going to become 46 plus his pickaxe damage. Once I find it again.
It's probably like 1d8.
Yeah, it's 1d8 plus 2. Heavy, and then additional 46, which is another, what, 13, 15?
So it's 15 total, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
No, 15 plus. Oh, yeah. You have to add 15 to it. The other damage is already calculated.
Okay, damage added.
And he's taking attack. Doesn't get the bonuses. But we'll get advantage. Or is it dead?
No, it's not dead.
Not dead. Good. Partially resisted. Okay. I can't roll Jim Jar on.
Okay, Trey.
Let's move up to there.
Okay. Alright. Gargoyle 13 is gonna run down here towards Shadira. There's nothing in the way, right? There's nothing in that space there in the middle.
No.
Okay. Gonna move down and going to claw and miss even with advantage. Gargoyle 1. And miss. And Halavin, back to you.
Move opposite me, Halavin, so you can get advantage on your attack.
Do you want to... Yeah, Halavin, do you want to move there instead so you guys are doing this whole, like, leapfrog advantage thing? Okay. Okay. That's a 16 versus 15. Yeah, that hits. Make sure you target before you roll the damage. Or not. No worries. Thidriel.
Alright. So there's somebody beneath gargoyle number 1, right?
Jim Jar is there. Let me go ahead and
Yeah.
put him.
That's all good. I know that he's there. Okay, so Eldith is gonna come here
Okay.
and attack. Do. Second attack misses. Thidriel will come up here, and now I will attack with advantage. Hit. And then my unarmed strike. And I punch this thing and just like smash right through its chest, and it crumbles beneath me.
What you've been waiting for since
Finally got
last
it.
session.
Yep.
All right, so the gargoyle kind of
It's,
explodes there. And Shade.
Alrighty, well, since we seem to be attacking them, I'll go after Gargoyle 13. Let's see. We'll do Bapita real quickly. I guess I should ask, would this be advantaged?
Oh man, so many windows. Thidriel, you had moved up prior. Yes, you will be at advantage because you have one on either side.
Okay. Just roll another just to see if it's a crit. Which it is not. And then we'll do damage. Woohoo!
Okay.
Alrighty. Topsy. Turvy. And then do Toll the Dead. Alright.
Okay. Jim Jar can go to there, and Jira will go to there. No? Yes?
Yeah, because the other one's dead, so that's fine. It's just a shift.
Just making sure I wasn't doing something wrong.
Nope, you're right.
Smiting with Stormbringer. Will miss. That wasn't meant to happen. And Jim Jar will sneak attack with his pick. Miss. And I'll attack with his pick. We'll miss. Wow.
Trey? The gargoyle is going to attack Shadir this time. You guys can feel free to
Shadir
yell at me if I...
ducks.
Shadira what?
Ducks.
She ducks.
Yes. The gargoyle's not going to hit her.
I don't think that's how that works. But it's going to roll.
I'm sure that's how it works.
He says it every time something like that happens in his games. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Shane,
Told
look
ya.
around for the weird quacking noise that he's hearing.
And then it's going to try to bite Helavan. Wow. So you actually did both manage to duck. Helavan. Okay. Nice. All right, Shadira. Jim Jar's all done.
Thank you very much, sir.
Damage plus... Yeah, I know Riposter's reaction. Right, so now it's your turn. Shade, are you supposed to have 10 hit points right now?
No, I'm not.
Sorry.
No, you're just letting me know that Jim Jar's been done for the coding.
That'll hit. Alright, it's looking kind of rough.
Alright, so come up here. Attack with my quarterstaff. Hit. And hope it doesn't die. And then unarmed strike. Ooh, automatic miss. No more
You
breaking
dropped your
another
hand.
one.
Shade.
Alrighty, we'll go ahead and.
Actually, when I went to go throw out a punch, and then I saw like the jug on the end of my hand, and I got too infatuated with that, and just decided to take a sip
It's
instead.
like, no, it might break.
Yeah.
Yeah, we won't whine about that later. Alright. I'll have Pedo give a try. Keep on forgetting about advantage. Alrighty, Topsy.
Oh wow, did I really roll 2 runs on that critical miss?
Yep.
I wasn't thinking about that. Because I forgot that I had advantage.
That's actually really impressive. Alrighty, and then we'll try once again to toll. For all that damage.
Yeah.
Well, Shakira, after her nice little duck underneath the gargoyle's claw, spins around, and as she's standing back up, she brings the blade up through the gargoyle. She was to slice it in half.
All right, give it a shot. It'll hit.
Can I hit? Not enough to cut it in half, worse luck.
Is your
You've
attack modifier the same on both of those weapons?
Both what weapons?
You rolled attack with the double-bladed scimitar and then damage with Dawnbringer.
Attack modifier. No, Dawnbringer's got a higher attack modifier.
Okay, I'll let it go then.
Sorry, I didn't realize I'd done that.
No worries. Right, so you did your damage. Jim Jar's turn?
Yep. Jim Jar, war pick. Will hit.
Okay.
And we'll get his sneak attack damage this time round. Where is it? War pick damage there. And it will die. As Jim Jar jumps up and brings the war pick down onto the base of its neck, driving it deep into its chest.
Yeah, I mean, he is using the right weapon out of all of you to fight these things. So Jim Jar jumps up and blasts the thing, and as it crumbles, you see this, like, kind of pulsing, weird stone, like, kind of roll out of the bits of it, and it sinks down into the ground as an earth elemental pops up.
Can Jim Jar hit it?
He cannot.
Okay. Well, there's nothing else I can do this turn.
Trey?
Well, I'm out of every other spell. So, Eldritch Blast.
Halavin. Yes, so go ahead and just take 2 attacks now. one for Polearm Master, and then the other one for the attack of opportunity, rather, and then the regular.
Are you dropping your actual attack on it, or just the D20?
There, I made you target it, so you can just click your stuff now. There you go.
Nice.
Okay. And your normal attack is a miss. Okay. The Earth Elemental is going to Earth Glide, so it basically just sinks down into the rock, pops up right here, and then it does a slam attack, which is range 10. So, Shade, Hydriel, Shadira, as it just kind of like pops up out of the ground and screams and just slams its fists on the ground, doing some damage to some of you.
We duck.
No. Oh no, you all did. You all did duck. Okay. You jumped. Right. Good call, Halibut.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, true.
Shadir jumps as well.
Okay. So Earth Elemental. Trey, you have your what's it called? Your mind speech thing? Awakened Mind?
Yes.
So all you can hear from this thing's head is just rage screaming. Like, it is very clearly to you insane, and you can choose to pass that along to the rest of the party if you'd like.
Okay. Do I have to move that little bit forward to hit it?
It's pretty big. I'm gonna say... What are your weapons? You couldn't hit it with an unarmed strike, but you could hit it with a quarterstaff from where you are.
I'll move that little bit then.
Okay.
And Eldith is going to move to this side so I can get that advantage, because she's smart enough for that.
Okay.
She's going to attack first. And that's a miss.
Yeah, I mean, you were already within its range, so it doesn't
Yeah.
really change anything for you.
That hits. And then my quarterstaff. Hits.
Nice.
And the unarmed strike. Hits.
All right. The cool thing about monks in D&D is you can hit a rock with a stick and damage it.
Yep. And I'm just gonna move down just that touch, just so somebody else can get in easily beside it.
Okay. Shade, from where you are, you'll have advantage if, well, yeah, kind of. Although if you took a step to the southeast, it would be a little bit better.
Alrighty, one step to the southeast, so like right there.
Perfect.
Cool. Alrighty. Well, let's do. Come on.
Halivin.
Ready. Topsy. Listen. Come on. Alrighty, Turvy. And then we'll try something different. We'll do a guiding bolt.
Good call. All right, and that's is it 6? It's 1 minute, or it's still the end of your next turn?
Let me actually look that up real quickly. End of my next turn.
End of your next turn. Okay, so everybody, well, almost everybody already has advantage, but
Yeah.
you won't have.
This should automatically give it to you.
Yeah, you won't have to click the advantage button now.
Yep. You see, just trying to make things easier.
Shadir will move to there and take a swipe at it.
Okay.
And we'll miss. Need to change dice color, I think. And we'll hit. And we'll do. Wrong one, sorry.
No, he
But
has. That's the sneak attack one.
Yeah, that's his hand crossbow, not his actual pick.
Ew.
It doesn't matter. The pick's only a D8.
I was gonna say it's. I would give you 1 more point of damage if you want it, but it's not
Nah,
gonna do anything
doesn't really
because it's
matter.
resisting. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It was just the I used the bolt instead of the war pick. Now, on the other hand, it's going to make a difference. Wish that was his Why did that not do critical damage on him? I'll roll another D8. Yeah, another 1 point.
Which is 4, 6, 7. So it would round down, so it'd still be 3. So like I said, I probably coded those wrong because I can't. The crit is. I need to look at them again. I'll do it on the break.
So the easiest thing to do is, so what's the damage of the weapon you're trying to do? It's 1d8 plus 2, right?
Yeah.
So just create a weapon item in the weapons and make it for whatever the attack stat is. Do it for 1d8 plus 2, and then just literally give him the sneak attack stat. or the sneak attack ability from Rob 2E, like the coding.
But then isn't it gonna apply his stats instead of Jimjar's stats?
No, because the stats it's going to be done is because you're just creating an item, right? Like when you go into the magnifying glass, you can change it to be either dex or strength or whatever it is, right? Change it to be whatever the damage type is. Do you know what I mean? Like
I know what you're saying. I'm just, but it's gonna be. I'd have to make them all fixed because Jimjar's ability scores and modifiers are different from Shadira's.
Yeah,
so that's why I didn't want to make it a weapon. I was trying to make it like a cast almost. But I'll figure something else out.
Okay. Do you know what? I can do it on myself, and I'll just get you to take it from me and give it to him. Okay.
Okay.
Jimjar's had his attack, so you can roll it on.
Trey,
Trey, destroy this thing.
You're gonna need to take a step to the south, maybe 2 steps to the south, to not shoot Eldith.
What about to the north?
That'll work too.
There.
Okay, clear line, and yeah, it'll give you advantage already because the shades spell. Yeah.
Just out of curiosity here, sir. Eldith is small-sized creature. Rock Elemental is large-sized creature.
She's a dwarf. She's medium-sized creature.
She's medium. I thought she was classed as small.
No, halflings
cool.
and gnomes I think are small, but the dwarves are medium.
Dwarves are medium.
Okay, cool.
So I've been kind of playing it a little bit fluid, but with Trey being so far away, the distance would negate the height advantage.
Yeah, no. I was just thinking that she was small, so small to large.
What type of damage is it for Jimjar?
1d8.
No, what type of damage?
Piercing for
Slash
the war pick.
Piercing.
So before I end my turn, just to try to get its attention, I want to use my awakened mind and just scream back at it in its head.
Okay. You can do that. It's basically a drop in a bucket, so that's why I'm letting you do it, because it's not going to have any effect.
Okay.
Helavan. You are just out of range.
You can take that from me. It's just called Jimjar under my powers. Just give that to him. And that should be what it is. It's just because it's only when he rolls it. Like, it won't work for criticals because it won't be associated to him. Do you know what I mean? But you can just click the right die, or like right click it to add all the same die for the critical hit.
Yeah, he already has some of that. I was trying to do it so that Jimjar would have a separate attack on his sheet.
Oh, okay. Give me his sheet. I can probably do it on there.
I think that was my fault, Errolon, because I was using the attack from Jimjar and the damage from Shadir. I didn't think about it. I should just use straight from Shadir for all of it.
Okay,
so
here,
I think it was actually my fault.
I'm gonna drag over to Thidriel what I gave to Shadira, and you can take a look. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Sorry to keep interrupting. I'll just.
There you go. So that's what I have for Jimjar. And I realize the save is wrong. It should be a different thing, but that is what it is. So Helavan steps a little bit closer, and go ahead. And you are entering your range, so you get your Polearm Master. Because it wasn't quite 10 feet. It wasn't quite within your 10-foot range before, but it is now. Okay, fair enough. You can go ahead and end your turn then. Okay, once again, he's going to do a slam, but now everyone is going to be affected by this. And I'm going to need to throw... Eldith on the combat tracker just for targeting purposes. Okay, and 17 damage to those of you who were affected.
17 damage.
Ouch.
Vitriol
Thidriel
goes
is out.
down.
One success on Thidriel's death save.
Excellent.
Did you want Eldith to do anything?
Yeah, she will just, she can't really see me go down, I don't think, through this big thing. So she'll probably just keep attacking.
Okay.
With a miss. And a hit. And that'll be Albeth.
Okay.
Sure,
Shadira,
still
what was that
meditating.
action surge for?
I was just crossing it off
Oh, okay.
from last week.
Shade.
Alrighty.
You did manage to jump at the right time. And you do see over Jim Jar's head, you see Thidriel go down.
Alright. So.
Sorry, that's just me testing this thing here. Yeah,
Yeah, no
the
worries.
way it is on me right now should be completely fine for it to work on him.
Okay.
Alright, we'll go ahead and do some attacking. Oh, weird. It looks like it lost its advantage.
Just roll it again. Yeah, you know what? Because that's why I asked you if it was the end of your turn. Because what it did was it put duration 6 rounds on there. But so yeah, you'll have to do the advantage manually. Because there's more than that on the combat tracker.
Yep.
Okay, so you're saying if I just remove the save.
Yeah, because then it's just rolling the melee attack, and so it'll roll against his DC, right?
Yeah.
Just like an Eldritch Blast or something like that. But yes, like here, like if I tried to roll this just against myself per se, or against Eldith, Yeah, like it's rolling against her AC. So it should just be good to go if you remove the save.
Okay. Shadir will have a slice at this damn thing,
Okay.
and we'll miss, and we'll use action surge. Have another go at it. Need to change my dice color. I can see that now.
It's
More like
fairly
action.
close to mine.
That
Yeah.
was more like action purge.
Eh.
Miss.
Halivin liked that one.
We'll miss. Okay. That's me done.
And did you need to do that with advantage or no?
Oh, it should have been advantage, shouldn't it? Damn,
Yeah.
I forgot. Okay, I'll do those attacks again then. Another round of them.
Oh, none of them were at advantage.
No, none of them were at advantage. My bad. So, first attack. Still misses. The action surge attack. Still misses. Jim Jar's wall pick. Will still miss. And
We're
his
doing
second wall
great.
pick will hit. Yay, Jim Jar. Yay, Jim Jar. That's it for me.
Okay. All right, so this should be everything then, Shadira. If you look at your character sheet now, the hand crossbow, you do your attack with the cast button, and then you roll whichever one of the damages you're doing, either regular or sneak. If you were using one of your poisoned bolts, then after the attack, you additionally roll that cast to make him to force a con save, and if they
Yep.
fail the con save, then they get poisoned for 1 minute. Do you see that?
Yep.
All right, cool.
Thank you.
Trey. Just all the Eldritch Blast, all the time.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. Like froze and then went nuts. Alright. So after that I am going to start moving this way to try to get to the drill.
Okay. Halivin. That'll hit. And a crit. Okay, just roll 1d4. So that's 7, which is 3. I did put this in your polearm master thing for the attack and the damage. Alright, damage applied. Is that it, or do you want to move? I'm gonna guess that that's it. Oh, you were thinking about a maneuver? Okay. Earth Elemental. Gonna slam again.
Automatic failure for me.
Okay. Halvin is down. Didriel
Oh, God.
is still down. Eldith is down. Shade is completely unscathed.
Just you're jumping.
Shade is like one of those Halo multiplayer characters, like just jumping all over the place.
Failure.
So that's 2 failures for you, right? Because you took a hit.
Yeah. Well, no, the hit missed me apparently.
Oh, it did. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so it's only 1 failure, thankfully.
Okay, yeah, Halvin, do your thing.
Eldith is down. Shusar sees people dropping. He's gonna run up to Eldith because he's near the back, and he's just gonna try to stabilize her.
Okay. He can. Does he have a medicine roll or
No, he doesn't.
what is medicine? Wisdom.
Medicine is wisdom.
It's either wisdom or intelligence. I don't care. Pick whichever one's
wisdom.
higher and do that.
Okay. Check or save. What do you want?
Just
I
a
guess
check.
that's a check, right?
Yeah, it's a check.
I guess I would roll the same thing anyway.
Okay, so
I hit it twice. First
yeah,
one
but
was
your
16.
first one was 16,
Yeah.
which is higher than the DC. So Eldith is stabilized, but she is still unconscious. She just won't have to make
Yeah,
death saves.
she's just not. Okay. And that's my turn.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
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 Excellent. So Eldith is done. Shade, you're up.
Alright, well, since I didn't get a long rest, unfortunately I don't have very many healing spells right now. It'd be great to heal everyone, but sadly no. What's the range on its attack?
The range on its attack is 10.
The Earth Elemental, this, like, stomp attack?
Yeah, so if you would have to move a full square away from it, but that would provoke an attack of opportunity.
Okay. Was just wondering about dragging people outside of the sphere. You know what I mean?
That would be, if you're dragging someone away from it, that would be an attack of opportunity with advantage on its part, because you would have both your arms covered.
Yep. Alright,
And I realize I'm playing kind of fast and loose with the rules here, but it is what it is.
Yep, it is. Okay, so we'll get Bapito and Topsy and Turby attacks.
Yeah, because they were all using crossbow, right? So I wasn't targeting them because they're outside of its range. Yes.
Yep. Do they still have advantage from the general area that I'm in? Because Halvin's still up, right?
Nope. Halvin is down.
Shadir is still up.
If they're on like either side of you, then the one to the right of you would have advantage, and the one to the left of you would not.
Okay, so we'll say Bapito does not have advantage then. Misses. Topsy turv. All right. And is there anyone that would be that has failed their death throws or death saves?
Thidriel has failed one death save so far, yes.
Okay.
He's got one of each. For you as a cleric, if you could do Spare the Dying, I think, or you could also do a medicine check if you wanted to as your action to stabilize a character.
Yep, I'm just trying to think of, if I attack the Earth Elemental, it may, if I get lucky, do a decent hit, since right now it's in heavy, but
Given
If
the
it does
pace of
another
the
round,
combat
then
right
maybe.
now, it is in heavy, yes, but it's like barely in heavy.
yeah.
Like it's I think it went heavy or bloodied or whatever like 2 turns ago maybe. No, it just did it. So yeah,
Yep.
it is likely that this combat is going to go on for a couple more rounds.
Yep.
Or turns rather.
Let's see. Out of who is down, who would have the best chance of doing damage to it then?
I'm not going to tell you that. Yeah,
Shade,
guys.
if you're Shade, if you're paying attention, you see Trey booking towards Thidriel, but he's right behind Halibut.
Yeah.
So Trey did make a move towards, as far as you can tell, towards Halavin.
Yeah.
And you are closer to Thidriel. Eldith is also down. Eldith does 2 attacks per turn. Thidriel does 2 attacks per turn. Halavin's only been doing 1, but his have been connecting more. It's all 3 of them are doing types of damage that gets resisted. I can't give you anything more than that because that's all you would have noticed.
Alright, we'll go over and go to Thidriel then.
Okay. This is a shift for you because you are still within melee distance. For the Earth Elemental. And then, are you doing Spare the Dying or a medicine check?
I'm gonna do a Cure Wounds.
Okay. Alright, Thidriel is back up.
Alrighty, and then
With 5 hit points.
I can go around, so that'll be the end.
Okay, Shadira.
It's a bonus action to use potion, correct?
On yourself.
Yes. I wish to use my greater healing potion upon myself. I don't actually have it coded.
1 second. It's greater healing, you said?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 1 potion of greater healing.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Feeling better now. I wish to leave. Said Earth Elemental. Much better.
Yes.
Now, Jimja, war pick. Will hit.
Okay. Is this your sneak attack?
Yep. First one's
Okay.
a weak sneak attack. And the second one will miss. Okay. I'm happy. I actually did something for a change.
I'm gonna leave that on your sheet. It's just expended, so you can't use it again. You know what I mean? But if you were to get another one, you would be able to use it with the same thing. Trey.
Alright. I'm trying to stay out of its range, and I'm going to run right up to Howlin'.
You are now in its range.
Yay.
You can't get to melee with Halavin without getting into melee for the Earth Elemental, because you're right on the corner there.
Alright.
So it's not melee for you, it's melee for it. You know what I mean? So like its next turn it can hit you, and you would provoke an attack of opportunity move away, but you can still use your ranged attacks.
Got it.
So medicine check on Halavin.
No, spare the dying.
Oh, you have spare the dying. Okay.
I do. So that's that. Halavin starts feeling like he's floating in space, hears abysmal, sharp pain in his mind, and then feels like his feet are kicked out from under him, and he slams back into his body.
Okay. So Halavin, you are no longer in like needing to make death saves, but you are still unconscious. Trey, bonus actions? No.
Nope, that's it.
All right. I'm just removing that. Just don't worry about the death saves, Halavin. You're not going to die. Now that you can talk again, do you want Ront to do anything? Because he's just been kind of hanging out with Shushar.
Yeah, they've been guarding the rear. I think probably after seeing some folks go down and everything, he might be deciding that he's going to go whip this thing's ass and show everybody how it's done.
Okay. Go ahead.
Where is his... That didn't do it. I'm looking for his token. Or do we even need to use it?
There you go. Just put that whole character sheet, just drag that dragon head onto one of your hotbars. And that way you can always
It's
open
on my
him.
hotbar.
Yeah.
No, I can open the sheet. I just didn't know if I needed a token.
Oh, no. Well, if you want one, I can put it on there. It's up to you.
No, I'm fine without it as long as...
Okay.
You know.
Yep.
Okay.
Just grab, like, where it says attack +5 to hit, just grab that and drop it onto Earth Elemental in the combat tracker, and that'll be... That way I don't have to put a thing for him on the map.
Okay.
If it's a melee attack...
Yeah, from where he was, he would be doing his charge attack, but yeah.
Okay, so he's charging as a bonus action, or it can move up to its speed towards a hostile creature. So it gets it, regardless of where it was in the room. Ront could reach the creature,
Right,
which
okay.
means that we're gonna.
And flail miserable.
Does that work for you?
You cut out. What did you say?
For you, where I put him?
Oh, where you putting? Yeah, that's fine. And he whiffed.
There we go. Okay, so he missed. It is the Earth Elemental's turn. I've got the initiative all figured out now. It's gonna do its thing, man. It's gonna slam.
Everybody's down to be making death saves again. Wow.
Yep.
Okay, Halavin, you now have a failed death save on your chart. You
Ooh, get a new character. Right?
Shade got missed.
I jumped.
Yeah, Halavin, you take a thing because you were already down, so you take one. Ront is down. Ront really only has 15 hit points.
Seems really low for it.
Yeah, that's what it says. 2d8 plus 6.
Vidril's down again. Eldith fails a death save, so that's 1 for her. Shade is perfectly fine. Shadira's down. No, almost down. Not quite down. But Jimjar is down. And
Yes.
Trey. So Shadira and Trey have survived. And Shade. Because Shade just doesn't take damage, apparently.
Oh, Shushar is still alive too.
Oh,
He
Shushar's
hasn't
still
been
alive.
hit.
Okay.
And the prince. He can move in now, too.
So Shushar is going to come around to me now.
Okay.
I think I bought healing potions, didn't I?
Did you?
Did we buy healing
Check your
potions?
inventory.
I'm looking. It doesn't say any, but I could have sworn that we did.
Well,
No, I guess not.
so Shadira had one that she already used. I don't know who else might have them.
Yeah.
The one I had was from the tomb, or before the tomb, something like that.
Okay.
No problem. Okay, he's just gonna come up and try to stabilize me then.
Okay.
And it does not work.
Yeah, it does. It really does. He actually makes it worse.
Yeah.
Not in the way that you failed a saving throw or anything, but
Yeah.
he's
And
just
I've already failed to throw. Yeah, that's it for me.
okay.
Eldith is going to either
Just
fail
roll a d20.
or succeed. Yep.
Succeed. So she's got one of each now. Shade.
In her gurgling death, she goes, "Vidriel, you take it."
Alrighty. Well, we'll do. Let's see who's. Shadira's still up. Jimjar's still up.
No, Jimjar's down.
Jimjar's down. Okay, Jimjar's down.
Shadira and Trey and you, and that's it.
Okay.
Well, actually, not quite. There's still one more person who had been lurking in the background doing nothing.
Yeah, sure.
No.
Alright, so if we move a
Oh,
little
and
closer
Topsy
right
and
here-
Turvy.
Yeah, Topsy Turvy by Pito.
And Stool, technically, still alive.
And Sarith is still alive.
Oh, Sareth hasn't done shit. I completely forgot about him.
Exactly. He's been lurking in the background, as I said.
Alright.
Alright, so who would have advantage on attacks then? Would Pito, Topsy Turvy, and me? Or no?
Where you are, Ront is down, Shadira's down, Halavin's down. Unless
Shadira's
you
not
move...
down.
Shadira's not down? No, Shadira's not
No.
down. So you and anyone to the left of you, Shade.
Alright. So,
And that's me being very nice, I just want to point out.
alright, so we'll say. So Jimjar would be prone and could be attacked over, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So we're just gonna move the group about right there. Which would mean everyone would have advantage, correct? If they're on either side of me.
Yes.
So we'll have the pedo.
So Shade, you see Shade, what is it? Bepido, Topsy, and Turvy kind of like line dance to the left.
Miss. Topsy. A miss with a... Ooh, a hit. I'm surprised. Alrighty, Turvy. Oh, what? Okay.
So lose 1 bolt for that. Just keep in mind she'll have to replace it.
Well, that was a advantage with the non-advantage. Pretty much my mouse has been double-clicking on me. So instead of dragging it over, it clicked multiple times.
Oh, so the hit then, right?
So what's that hit? The 12.
That would have hit.
That would have hit, okay. So
The 16 would have hit, yeah.
And then we'll do the 1 paired off with the 1, which would be a hit too, okay. We'll take a chance and hope this works. And do another guiding bolt.
Hits. All 1s.
I feel like the game isn't liking us right now.
You killed 4 of these things last week, by the way.
Yep.
With very little problem. Shadira.
Sareth.
Oh,
Steps
calling
out
on
where-
Sareth. Okay.
Where the green square is, he steps out there and goes, okay, that time I did something to help you useless people. Will miss. Good on you, Sareth. And Shadira. Attempts to cleft it in twain. And misses. Seriously?
I know all of the rules.
I mean, you dropped a 2. Roll a d20 for Jim Jar.
Jim Jar, D20.
That's a
No,
fail.
he's gonna
Just
die.
keep that in
Oh.
mind, okay?
He's gonna die on me as well. Good on you, Jim Jar.
Trey. All 3 of your hit points raring to go.
Does Guiding Bolt give me advantage?
It does. But you had it already, or you should have. How did that not work?
I was gonna say it looks like it didn't work. At least on
Yeah, it
my
looks like
screen.
it
Because
dropped.
when Sareth attacked, you took it off.
Did you not...
I applied it. Or I pressed the button to apply it anyway.
Just roll it again, the attack. Trey. Yep.
And Trey is now audibly screaming like the monster.
Okay. Oof. Elevin. That's 2 fails.
And noble Prince Darendil, having seen his allies fall by the wayside, musters the ferocity of his Quaggoth form that he's cursed with and leaps into the fray. Lest we forget, we've got Prince Darendil. You want me to just roll for him, or? Did you lose me again? Are you not hearing me?
No, go
No,
for
we
it.
can
Yeah,
hear
go
you.
ahead and roll.
Oh, okay. Well, guess we're not. Should we be bothered? I know there's been some positioning problems with all the bodies on the ground, so do we want to? Could have him try to drag somebody out before he attacks. That would be fine too, and make sense. Okay.
He's going to go right
Or we
there
can do
for
that.
now.
Yep. And he is. And this would be.
He does
For all
not
the
have
good
advantage
quality.
there because there's nobody alive on the other side.
Oh, that's right. No, okay, never mind.
What about the guiding bolt?
Oh, yes, guiding bolt. Okay, does have advantage then.
Ah, good.
Good call.
For all the good his claws are going to do to this thing, but still. That's a hit. And then the second claw attack. Whiff.
Okay. Roll a d20 for Ront. That's a fail. So Ront's got one fail. Earth Elemental's turn.
I wonder if it's going to slam again.
I mean, if you could slam and you were surrounded by everything like it is, wouldn't you? Can't blame the guy.
No, I would politely attack a single target at a time.
Do it. You know you want to.
I really wanna.
No, dude,
but I
just
really
slam. Like,
don't wanna. Okay, that's the only
No,
attack it has.
Do it.
it's what the enemy would do, man.
It's the only attack he has.
Let the dice roll, dude. Don't worry.
I only have one fail.
Oh god, it
No, I've
critted
got
somebody.
2 fails.
Okay.
Well, it doesn't. It's just it's like a fail, right? It's not actually
Yeah,
13
so-
damage.
You're correct. It's a. If you get hit by this attack, it's just a fail. But the people that got hit, who weren't dead already, take 13 damage. So Darendil has 13 damage. Shade is still perfectly fine. And everyone
Just
else
sitting
is
in the
dead.
shade.
So Darendil and Shade, it's up to you.
No. Sarah's in
Where's Sereth? Oh, Sereth's still out of range. Yeah, so Sereth is good.
and
Hey, where's the
Sadira's
mushroom?
up.
Shushar is still up too.
Shushar's still up. Where is Shushar? Shushar is
He's like
behind you?
beside. No, he's like behind me, just out of the range.
Yeah. Okay.
What happens to me since I got critted?
It's
I'm
just
so-
an automatic fail.
If I'd failed that, I would have been dead.
Actually, a critical got 2 automatic fails.
No, but he went down, and then there's another because it was a critical. So it's. I'm counting it
Okay.
as one automatic fail.
Yes.
Okay.
Shushar for the win.
Okay, Shushar
Vitriol.
checked on who? Thidriel?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you're still down, but delete your fails.
Yeah. And he's going to. I'm assuming Eldith is dead at this point, like outright dead, right?
She has one left.
Okay.
She's at 2 and 1.
All right. Well, we know she's beside her, so I'm going to move him to here. He is going to run up.
Shushar. Wait, who?
No, Eldith. I'm leaving. I just moved that. This is Shushar now.
Okay.
Instead of
So
Eldith.
Eldith is still down. You can make another pointer there if you want
Yeah.
for your NPCs.
Yeah. No, I know. I just make it this here. So he's just gonna move. You know what? He's gonna start to move up this way to try and get to somebody else next time,
Okay.
and that'll be my turn.
Cool. Roll a d20 for Eldith.
Yep, let's see if she's down or not. Oh, she's gone.
Eldith is gone. Eldith is dead.
Good thing I made that pointer for her.
Shade.
Alrighty, is anyone at 2 fails right now?
You can't metagame that. Come on,
Oh yeah, true.
that's
I
not
guess
fair.
That is a
Fair
bit
enough.
much.
Yep.
You can't talk. Well, you're a grave cleric. You know what?
Yeah.
You know what? If you want to use your action to see who is closest to the pearly gates, go for it. But that means you wouldn't be able to actually help them this turn.
Yep, which defeats the purpose. So let's see. So Theodore just went down.
So you just saw, Shushar stabilize the trio.
Right.
Oh yeah, because move.
And
Okay.
you know, Jim Jar's been down for a while.
Yep, so I'll probably just use, since I'm right by him, what is it? Spare the Dying on Jim Jar. So that way he'll stabilize.
Is that correct?
Yeah, I did it twice, but that's what he wanted to do.
Yep. So Jim Jar is stable.
Alrighty, Shadir is still up, so I should still have advantage, correct?
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Thidriel, I applied stable to you because Shushar did that.
No problem.
Let's try crossbows.
Do you mind? Am I still unconscious?
You are still unconscious, yeah. You're mostly dead, just not all the way.
Yeah. Yeah. Flatliners.
I'm not dead yet.
Ah, it's only mostly dead.
Mm-hmm.
I feel happy.
Alrighty, and what'd that be? 5 crossbow bolts later, only 1 hit.
That's
we
one
go.
movie they better not ever remake.
Something,
Which one? Princess Bride or Holy Grail?
Yeah, Princess Bride. Princess Bride.
They have remade it, and it's amazing.
No, they haven't.
Have you seen the Kibi thing?
Oh, where it's just the actors just like acting it.
In their
their
backyards
home?
because COVID-19?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's fine. I mean, like an actual movie.
Oh, no. I don't think anybody's that dumb.
just to double check here, so poison don't affect earth elementals, does it?
Correct.
That's what I thought. Sareth will shoot the earth elemental again. And flippin' miss.
What if you salt the earth elemental?
I think you
Shadira
just
will
have to
use
drip rain on it for fucking 1,000 years.
second wind. Yay.
All right. We have someone who's
You
climbing the
bet.
hit point ladder here, boys. Shadira's got 8 whole hit points.
And then we'll hit.
Shadir was already up. Why didn't she heal somebody else that was down?
Because second wind only works on yourself.
Oh, it was second wind. I
Yeah.
didn't realize what it was.
All right, so you hit it with Dawnbringer. 12 damage. It's so close, you guys. It's so close to death.
Shadira is one of the only people who are actually doing full damage to it.
I wanted to like when I had the health before, I wanted to like stand up and do an uppercut to its jaw and kill it, but
Mm-hmm.
that's not gonna happen.
Roll a d20 for
Jimjar's
Jim Jar.
stable. He's stable.
Oh, he's stable.
Yes. Shay got him that round.
Trey, that's your second failure.
Oh no.
Wait, what? What?
Trey.
No, you healed?
Trey
Away from
critical
five
success. That means that he's back with 1 HP.
Sorry, I didn't realize you
Wait,
were
I don't
rolling it.
understand. Hold
I
on.
rolled it.
Oh, he rolled it him by himself after it had rolled automatically.
Yeah, so it rolled automatically, which means that you don't, in fact, get that critical success.
Yep.
So you are still at 2 failures. Halivin succeeds on his death save. I think that's your first. No, you're at 2 and 1. Okay.
I failed one. I failed at least one.
You're at 1 success and 2 failures. Who else do you have, Ront?
Ront also, yep. But Durandil first, I guess, or...
Yeah, Durandil's still up.
Yeah, I know.
And he is now wounded.
So, right. I don't think he's wounded enough, is he? The wound, that's what he's got or what he has left?
While it has 10 hit points or fewer, it has advantage. So no, it doesn't have enough for Wounded Fury. I'm sorry.
Right. The wound number is how many wound points it has, not...
Yeah, so
left,
that number
right?
would need to be
Right.
39 or higher for him
Exactly,
to get
right.
that bonus, right? But he still has multi-attack with the claw.
And advantage still?
Eldith is down. Jimjar is down.
No. Yeah, they've gone on
Ront
the side.
is down.
Down.
So no advantage
Shade is
on
up.
this.
Yep.
Wait, Shade and Shadira are both up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so call it advantage.
Okay.
This is that weird, like, flanked from two sides, but not necessarily flanking kind of thing. It is in the DMG, so I'm not going off the rails here. You hit him.
That's it.
Okay.
Nice.
Second attack.
Whoops.
Hits.
Why didn't I? Yeah, I'll take it. It didn't go to advantage. roll.
And, roll it again, because you might get crit. Or not. Okay, you killed it. So,
Woo!
the earth elemental crumbles, and as it does... Hold on.
It
Hold
falls
on.
on top
Hold
of
on.
Alda.
Hold on. Hold on. The earth elemental crumbles into rocks and dust that just makes like a small pile on the ground under it, because a lot of it gets immediately reabsorbed. As it does... Shit. Where is it? Hold on. I had a thing for this. I swear.
I'm totally hoping you don't see another one pops up. and it's
No. So that's it. So the gem that rolls out of it is kind of now brown in color, where it was like purplish before when it rolled out of the gargoyle. But it's an... Those of you who are still alive to see it, it is an evil-looking brown color. Okay, like this is... You don't really even want to touch it. It looks hostile as much as a brown glowing gem can. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Would we know what is behind it / powering it?
You would not, but you know someone who would.
They're probably down on the ground.
Halivin, you're not wrong. It looks like the morning after Taco Tuesday in there.
I love tacos.
Checking on everybody.
Okay,
Yep,
so you're done, but those of you who are unconscious still need to be stabilized. So we have Darendil, Shade, Shadira,
Anybody can bandage, right?
Yep,
Topsy
and I go
Turvy,
around.
and Shushar. So those of you who are conscious, I'm gonna kill the initiative here. Give me 1 second, and we're gonna take this in alphabetical order. So Shadira, you and any of your players who are up, go ahead and roll me a wisdom check or a medicine check if you have that.
Let's see. Have I medicine. I don't know. I don't believe so. No medicine.
So you're for Shadira, just roll medicine on the skills check, because it'll automatically calculate.
Yep. Medicine.
And who are you
Yeah,
trying
one
to
medicine.
heal?
I'm not sure who's down anymore.
Halavin, Ront and Halavin are closest to you.
Probably Ront, because
Okay.
Ront.
All right, so Ront is now stable.
Okay. Well, Sarah's not anybody really close to him, so he'd come wandering over to see who needs help.
Okay. Sereth was where? He was there?
Sarah was back here.
Back here. Okay. So then you guys got to get better on this primary colors thing. I can't see for shit. So Sereth is way back here on the bottom left of the screen. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. So he could get to Jimjar, probably?
Jim Jar's up already.
Jimjar's up already. Okay.
Yep.
So then he could get to... Who else is down? Eldith is gone.
Yeah.
Ront is stable.
Trey. Trey
Well,
is just
who else
unconscious.
needs it? It's
Still
just
dying.
it's Trey. Jimjar is stable, you said?
Halavin. Trey and Halavin.
Trey and Halavin are the two then. So
Yeah.
he can't get to either one of them from how far away he was.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay? Is that it?
Yep.
Alright. Thidriel, you are stable. It looks like you have 1 hit point. Is that true?
I didn't do that to myself.
Okay. That was my
so
fault
I don't
then.
know how that happened.
Control is my push-to-talk key, so occasionally when I'm looking at the combat tracker, I accidentally scroll things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, change it to. I don't know if it helps, but like my right alt, it works perfectly. It doesn't do anything other
Yeah,
than change the bottom
I've considered
tab.
that. I just need to fix it in voice meter, which I can't do in a minute. So Thidriel, you are already stable.
Yeah.
Shushar is there with you. Does he want to get Halavin or Trey? Because he's like kind of right with
Yeah,
you.
he'll. That's what he was going to do next. So he'll go to Trey because he knows Trey's been kind of down the longest. Let me roll my doom and try
Okay,
to get Trey
that works.
up, or at least try to make him stable. So like you see this big fish man like taking his like nasty ass like jagged teeth mouth and like going over your face and giving you that like mouth to mouth.
Well, tuna breath, mouth to mouth.
And it's disgusting enough that Trey wakes up.
Yeah, it's like what it
Oh,
actually
wow.
is. It's like that the smelling salts. It's just like it instantly hits you and you wake up, but you just look inside and see like you see the outside like the roof of this cave through the gills on his neck.
So I'm unconscious or awake?
So Trey, you were unconscious. You're now awake but unable to move. You're drifting in and out of consciousness as the smell of the briny deep and dead fish and such overwhelms you, and you come back to stability. This is not an unfamiliar situation for you, but I'll leave that to you if you want to describe it more than that.
Man, I'll leave it alone.
Alright, so Trey is stable. So Halavin is the only one who is not alive and or stable now. And Shushar's turn is done.
Yeah.
Thidriel is stable but unconscious. Jimjar is stable but unconscious. Darendil is awake.
He is. And the noble prince would do what he can to try to stabilize the valiant Halavin. And I guess that'll be a wisdom roll.
Yeah, so what you want to do is just roll a d20. And your wisdom is 12, which means it's a +1.
Right. Not bad.
Yeah, so that's more than enough. So Halavin, you are also stable now.
Bandage, bandage, bandage.
Okay. So area, all of you are in area 18 in the rock blight on that map. There you are, where Shadira is there. And your house is in area 16, all the way at the other side there. So this is the point at which we are going to take a 10-minute break, and during that 10-minute break, the two of you plus your NPCs that are still conscious are going to drag everyone out basically by the shortest route, and as soon as you get back to area 10, the staging area, the deep gnomes there that have been like kind of keeping watch and everything will help you with litters and stretchers and whatnot, and they will take you back to your rooms where Shade can minister to you.
Anybody grabbing that rock?
Able to bring him back to 8 and bring him
So some of you are gonna, so you're gonna go ahead and grab that elemental rock then, yes?
Yep.
Okay. And then all of you are gonna go back to your apartment that you've been given, which is this guy right here. Okay. And you're gonna take 2 days, basically. So it's gonna take a day for Shade to rest up. He's gonna use all of his spells on healing you guys, that kind of thing, all of the NPCs. So, and then also, so you're going to take 2 full days. Everybody's going to get back all their hit points, all their spells, everything like that, except that Eldith is now dead. So after the 10-minute break, we're going to come back at 10 till the hour, and at that point you'll be waking up to the realization that Eldith did not make it.
Did we bring Eldith with us, or is her body still there?
You brought her body with you, but she's not coming back. There's nothing.
Oh yeah, no. I just want to know because I'll explain it when we get back to it later.
Can we level up as well?
You absolutely can.
Oh, sweet.
So we are going to take a 10-minute break here, and at 10 till the hour we will be back. So give me 1 second. Let me switch everything over.
I'm going to take her shield. I'm imagining that the shield that she recovered has her health emblem on the front of it. And and I'm not going to use it for myself, but I'm going to fasten it to my back, and it's always going to stay there. And I'm going to make like a personal goal, like I'm standing over her dead body. I'm just like, I'll make sure your family gets this shield back for you.
Okay. And
I'll let them know that
your party has no intention of going to Grackle Stew or anywhere, but it's possible that you could at some point meet either her family directly or someone who might be able to get a message to her family.
Yeah.
Not Grackle Stew. What was the
she was from, hold on, I'll tell you. Rock Blight. No, it's not in that note.
Was it Grackle Stew?
Gauntle.
Yeah, it was Grackle Stew.
Grim.
Yeah, Gauntlgrim. You're right.
Gauntlgrim. Yeah.
So it's possible that you might meet someone who would be passing through Gauntlgrim. Anyone in the Underdark, I mean, they're basically either Drow, Deep Gnomes, or Dwergar, right?
Oh yeah, and if not, I'll literally carry this shield on my back until I die.
Okay. So carrying the shield, I'm just gonna say it doesn't give you a bonus because she's not there to kind of animate.
Oh, I don't
bonuses
want it
of
to give it. I
No,
don't want
no,
it to
no,
give
no.
me a
I'm
bonus,
just saying,
yeah.
but I'm just you know, normally if you wore a shield on your back, it would give you a bonus to flanking or something. I'm not gonna do that because it's a story item, not a combat item, right?
Yeah. I don't want it to be a combat item.
Okay. So we are at home, right, in our apartment here that we've come to, and it's been 2 days. Eldith is dead. Thidriel has taken to wearing, in the past day or so, wearing her shield on his back. Does anyone else want to say anything about the fact that Eldith is no longer with you?
Yeah, like Shushar went to that little area where he was meditating before, and definitely said some words to
Okay.
himself about her. And if anybody's watching me, like I'm even like sleeping with this shield on my back. Like I'm not taking it off.
Ront is noticeably giddy.
Giddy for why?
Oh, he couldn't be happier that dwarf is dead.
Why is that? He just didn't like her.
One less ice shield, one good world.
I just give him like a little bit of cut eye, but don't say anything.
Okay. Shade, anything to say about the deceased?
I'd probably say something along the lines of, that, death is but a part of life, and hopefully that, she died with dignity, and,
Yeah, she absolutely did, and you were there for that. I mean, you can reassure everyone that she's, as far as, and you as a grave cleric would know about pretty much everyone's death rituals, right? So you would be able to make sure that she gets the proper funeral for her race and background, right?
most definitely. And then I would probably go to, what's his name? Glyphic, just to see if we could use the facilities there to help perform those rituals.
Okay. Absolutely. She died in service of Blingden Stone, so yes, the services of Blingden Stone are available to her for what that's worth.
Thidriel may even go walk over to, were they the singing stones? Is that what they were called? And just kind of sit and listen to the music if anybody's playing. Just like solemnly listen to the music by himself until the services. Did it go quiet, or is it just me?
It went quiet.
It went quiet.
Crap. Can you hear me?
Moment of
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so there are people who are skilled at the art of like tapping on the crystals with each resonant frequency, kind of like playing a xylophone, basically.
Mm-hmm.
At the singing stones.
And I'll just, I'll tell them about, her help in getting us out of the jail cells, and her bravery, and I show them, showing everybody the shield on her back, and then I'll just kind of sit down and I'll ask them to say some prayers for her.
Okay.
And then I guess once that's done, I would just head back to to the little apartment. What's everybody else doing?
Trey, as soon as he wakes up, wants to see the stone and know where it is.
The stone that you got from the elemental?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So the stone is with you guys. It's like kind of in your bundle of loot, which is represented by the party sheet inventory. So if all of you want to look at that, you have an earth elemental sample. You have 5 elegant drow dresses that you got from the Medusa. You have 1 elemental gem, which is a chocolate diamond, brown diamond, which is that stone. It's pulsing with this kind of malevolent energy. You have 2 samples of the gargoyle, which you can, with the earth elemental samples, there are people who will trade in those. And then you have all of the stuff that you found before, the stone Medusa's head, the small gemstones, the tiny rubies, the remains, the potion, all that kind of stuff that was in the bag there. So as you wake up, if you don't want to say anything about Eldith or you know, stay in the house to remember her or whatever, then you have a couple places you need to go. Those being the Ruby in the Rough, which is section 8. That is where the cathedral is, and that is where Burrow Warden Jadger is. He's waiting for Udhask's remains. You also have the staging area, which is area 10. That is where Sark Axebarrel is waiting. He's the one who asked you to kill the Medusa, and he has a reward for you. And then you also have the Speaking Stones, which is where Shushar is, most likely. And it's where Gurnik Tapfinger, the head of the Stoneheart Enclave, is. And he could probably give you something on the elemental rock that you have. And also, you need to talk to him about having cleansed the standing stone that you fought off all the elementals for.
So while they're going around and talking to people, Shade's going to find out about us getting, you know, if we can do services. I've taken one of the dresses, and I'm not good at this at all, but I'm trying to like hem it to make it fit her, to give her this elegant dress to be buried in, because it will never dissipate in the like under the ground, because the magic on it won't fade unless sunlight hits it.
Okay.
Did she believe in a ground burial? I guess I should ask.
I have no idea. But like, so Thidriel, you know, his monastic order being the, you know, that eternal sapling, he thinks that if he buries this person in the ground, they may regrow or be reborn like a seed growing.
And that works out, Shade, as you're aware. Dwarves like to be buried, well, dwarves from the Underdark like to be buried in the earth, because then they'll become part of the minerals and everything that they were born from. So everything's good with that. She's buried in a fancy dress, which is, I've removed that from the party sheet. The rest of those you can try to sell in the Trader's Grotto if you'd like. Yeah, so what are you guys getting up to now? It's 2 days later. You're all awake, aware, healed up. Everything is good. All your spells are back, etc.
Turning in the items for rewards, I guess.
And just to make sure it don't get forgot, y'all, there is a problem down here with gelatins and puddings and things of that nature just seemingly popping up wherever they ought to.
Absolutely, and also Shade, you have some other information on a second area that the party needs to look into as well.
Just to
I do.
clarify
Yeah.
for everyone, Trey is kind of obsessed with this stone. He immediately wants to know where it is. He takes it. He wants to stare into it. He is trying to figure out why that creature was screaming as loud as it was.
Okay, so Trey, the only people who can talk to you about this are the Stoneheart Enclave, and they are at the Speaking Stones. Shade, yes.
So I see him, as I'm like sitting, kind of wallowing in the apartment. He's kind of there pondering over the stone. I'll turn to him and I'll say, your nervousness is getting to be too much. The stone kind of reminds me of something I may have seen at the Singing Stones. Why don't you take it over there?
He is just so enthralled, he hears it but does not respond.
Okay.
So we got
So Trey, you're not gonna go to the Speaking Stones, or you are? Because the stone seems to be pulsing in that direction, so it does give you a little bit of guidance there.
If it's pulsing in that direction, I will follow it.
Okay.
So I believe we have other stuff that has to go there, so I'll realize that that's where it's taking and then wait for other party members to go there and accompany them.
yep. And so we'll go to the place to start.
All right, Shade. That is all I'm gonna give you on that for now.
Cool.
Is that okay? I know I dumped a lot of info on you there, but you can sort that out, right?
I'll be able to read through it.
Okay. So Trey is going to the Speaking Stones. The Ruby in the Rough is the place that Shade would probably be headed towards with the remains, because that's where Warden Jadger is, and you do have those remains that he asked you to look for, right?
That's where I'd be headed. And also talk about services and stuff.
Okay. And then Area 10, the staging area, that is where the person who asked you to take out the Medusa was. So any of you who interacted with that person could go there as well.
Before Shade goes, I'm going to hand him the bag that Vidriel gave me, still fully intact. And pass on that it was Vidriel's wishes that this person's belongings be returned.
Okay. So Shade, you have the remains of Udhask, the remains of Eldith, the beginning, like the knowledge of how to perform a correct church service. Thidriel, I'm assuming you're going with Shade at this point.
As long as that dress is finished being hemmed for
It
Eldith,
is, yes.
then I'll go with Shade.
So you have dressed Eldith in that dress at this point.
Okay. Yep. Then I'll go.
Okay. Then Halavin, where are you going? Are you going to the staging area, or are you going to assist either the church service or the speaking stones?
I'll go attend the funeral service as well.
Okay. Shadira. Church service, funeral, or speaking stones, or staging area?
Speaking stones.
And I'm guessing
Okay.
this isn't necessarily the service itself, but getting the service set up so that way we can all attend if we want to, correct?
Correct. Yeah, this isn't the service itself. This is setting up for the service.
Okay. In that case, speaking stuff.
Okay, so nobody's going to
I
the
want to make
staging
sure
area?
Halavin will definitely go to the funeral service itself, but he'd be useless in preparation.
That's going to be tomorrow. So is
I'll
anyone
be
going to the
going-
staging area? Thidriel, you're going there?
Yeah, like that's where the funeral is going to be. Of course, that's where I'm going. That's the only thing on my mind.
Well, the staging area is not where the funeral's going to be. The staging area is 10. The funeral is going to be at 8. And that's where Shade is going, because Shade has stuff to do. And then
Yeah,
there's
but
also,
he was going to talk about the funeral, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah,
And then
so that's where I'm going with.
13 is the speaking stones, and that's where Shushar and Trey also went there.
I didn't say Shushar went anywhere. Shushar would probably be following Thidriel.
Okay.
Shadir went to the standing stones.
Shadira went to the speaking stones.
Yes.
Okay. So anyone who went to the speaking stone. You have Gurnik Tapfinger there. He's the head of the Caledon Smooth Hands, which is part of the Stoneheart Enclave. And he has... he's the one that asked you to place the ruby, the hallowed ruby, in the standing stone, which you guys did. So once you guys complete that, he channels the power of the cleansed temple, and you can each, all of you, even if you're here or not, you can choose a blessing of protection or a blessing of weapon enhancement. So, Halavin.
I don't know what the benefits.
Blessing of protection is +1 bonus to AC and saving throws. And blessing of weapon enhancement is 1 non-magical weapon in your possession becomes a +1 weapon.
Weapon enhancement.
Okay, and which weapon are you using?
Boar spear.
The boar spear?
Yep. Not even a question.
Okay. I'm just going to do this manually. Okay, your boar spear is now a +1 boar spear. It does 1 magic damage in addition to whatever it does. I'm sorry. It also has +1 attack. Shade. Protection or weapon enhancement?
And what was the protection again?
Protection is +1 to AC and saving throws. weapon enhancement is +1 to attack and damage.
And does it give it the magic type as well?
Yeah,
or
the
no?
+1 damage is a magic type damage.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
I'll go for the protection.
Okay.
Even though jumping seemed to work quite well.
I don't know where that went. Okay. Done. Shadira. Protection or weapon enhancement?
Protection.
Okay.
How long do these spells last for?
Forever.
Oh, nice.
Thidriel.
I'm going to go for the attack. I already did it to my quarterstaff.
Okay. +1 attack, +1 weapon
Yeah.
damage magic.
Yep.
And Trey.
Protection.
Protection. Done. Okay. So that is the Speaking Stones done. Area
Well.
13. And next we have Area 10. Did anyone go to the staging area to talk to Sark Axebarrel about killing the Medusa?
So
Oh,
there was
yeah.
nothing else with that stone in 13?
Oh, I'm sorry. So in Area 13, as you are talking to Gurnik Tapfinger, he takes the stone that you have,
The hell he
which
does.
is the elemental
I hold it in
gem,
my hand and don't say anything.
and he basically like rips it out of your hand, and he's like, "Do you know what you have here? This is a curse."
If he's ripping that out of my hand, we're gonna fight.
Like, he basically, like, as soon as you hold it up, he like recoils in disgust, and he's like, "This is a curse," and he goes to grab it from you.
I pull it back.
Okay. And he like puts his hands up and he's like, "Look, this stone is cursed. It's an elemental stone of earth, and it is cursed. So anything that's created with this is going to be insane, and that's not okay. Please let me have it so I can remove the curse from it." What do you do?
Just staring at it in my hand for the moment.
Okay. As that is going on, you can take some time to think over it. In Area 8, Ruby in the Rough, this is the Stoneheart Enclave, but also basically the temple, right? So, who is here? Shade? Anyone else?
Yeah, I'm with Shade.
Yep. Gabriel.
Okay. So you go into the burrows, as you know, they lead you into the burrows, and you see Burrowwood and Jadger there, and he says that Udhask is finally, home. So he takes the remains from you, puts them in one of the little kind of channels in the catacombs here, and says that any of his earthly possessions are yours to keep.
I'll turn to Shade and I'll say kind of the same as I did. Like, why don't we let them be buried with him? Like, I didn't want to open up his bag before. I don't want to take his stuff now.
So Burrowwood and Jadger looks at you and he says, "That's very noble of you, but please take these things in recompense for, returning his remains to us. He has no use for them. I have no use for them. Please take them and use them as you will."
I'll lean over and, talk to Nadril and say, we'll donate it and have other uses around here to make the area around it better.
Yeah, you can take them. I don't.
Yeah, so I mean,
I don't
basically,
want any of them,
if you want to give it all away, that's fine. It's up to you. But at the same time, Burrowwood and Jadger has no use for these items whatsoever. He's going to put these bones in a little hole and call it a day, right? So
Yeah.
anything else that you found on them is for you, because it's not like he's going to give you anything else
Sure.
other than just the experience of having done this, right?
Is there any gold? Was there any gold in his stuff at all? Like any?
There were some gems, and there was a potion that you don't know what it is.
Okay, I'll take like. How many gems would you say they're in there?
I don't remember which ones were there versus which ones
No
were
problem.
elsewhere.
Okay.
I think it
I'm
was
just gonna take,
either the 6
like-
small gemstones or the 8 tiny rubies. One of those two, plus the potion.
Okay, so I'm gonna take the 6 small gemstones, and as we're walking out of here, any little child that I see, I'm gonna give a gemstone to. I'm gonna say this is from the Burrowwood.
Okay, so the small gemstones, you're done. They're all given away.
Yeah.
How'd you answer us to the party about that?
Well, you guys aren't with me.
Yeah, it's too late. They're already
Wait.
gone. So you have 1 earth elemental sample, 4 elegant drow dresses, 1 elemental gem, chocolate, diamond, which Trey is still debating over, 2 gargoyle samples, 1 potion that's not identified, 1 stoned Medusa's head, and 8 tiny rubies. In the party sheet, so. Next, we have the staging area. So who went to the staging area?
I think that was the one that nobody said they were going to because everybody else was going to the stones, they said.
Who's at the stones with me?
I am.
Yeah, everybody else went
Trey,
there.
you're not leaving the stones until you figure this shit out. So
No, and that's what I was gonna say. So
I was gonna say Eldith went to the staging area, but she's dead. How about Ront went to the staging area? Anybody?
Yeah, that's fine.
So Halavin, is that okay with you?
The staging area is where the preparations for the funeral were being made, right?
No, the staging area is where they're fighting off the Medusas and the etc. that come out of
yeah,
Rock
Ron
Blight.
would definitely be there.
Yeah, so Ront went there, and the leader of the guards, you've met him before. It's a Riley cynical Seraph Neblin named Sark Axebarrel.
Yep.
He told you about the Medusa. He also offered you a reward for the Medusa if you could kill her, etc. So Ront essentially takes payment for killing the Medusa after showing them the proof that she is dead, which is the stoned Medusa's head, which I will now remove from the party inventory. If I can click properly. There we go. And he is going to give you a diamond that's worth basically 1,000 gold. And he's also going to offer you... So how many of you are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 50. That's 250. So he's also going to offer you 250 gold for that.
Ron to accept.
And you're not getting gold for your NPCs, because that's not how this works. So is there anything else that y'all want to do? Those are the 3 quest givers, and you've managed to turn everything in.
No, I'm okay.
Okay. I'm gonna take like a minute and be right back if you guys want to talk amongst yourselves about what happened today.
Well, Trey's gonna tear his eyes away from the stone and look at Halavin and Shadira.
Yes, Trey.
Your thoughts?
You're gonna have to give it up, son. We can't have no cursed stone running around with this party.
I was just letting the priest remove the curse from it. Keep the stone, but get him to remove the curse.
Trey looks at it again, gently puts it on the ground, and backs out of the hall, still staring at it until he gets out of the door, and then just walks away.
Apologies for that, mates.
No worries.
Everybody good?
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Okay. So you have essentially you've completed the rock blight stuff for tonight. You have 2 other areas. That's basically one of the 3 areas completed, right? And that's why you leveled up. So you've done all of that stuff and you've turned it all in. In the next half hour until we're done with tonight, would you like to start getting into one of the other 2 areas, either the Gold Whisker Warrens or the Pudding Court? Or would you like to go shopping in the Trader's Grotto?
I'd vote for shopping.
I want to shop.
I'll give a eulogy.
Trey left the rock behind to the elemental stone behind for him to remove the curse off.
So that's up to Trey.
No,
So
I left
Trey,
it behind
are
while
you
you were
gonna-
gone.
What's that? I'm sorry.
You're talking.
I roleplayed that while you were gone.
Okay. So what did you end up with? Did you hand it over to him?
I placed it on the ground.
Okay. So the curse has been removed, but the stone broke when the curse was removed. So it's no longer influencing everything, but like at the same time, all of you realize like there was just nothing but evil in that stone, and when they removed the curse, the stone itself crumbled. They are not sure, and you are not sure, why there was a cursed elemental stone around in that area, but like it's not outside the realm of possibility that the drow are just evil bastards. So, etc. Right? So, Area 1, Area 2, or shopping?
Shopping.
They all wanted to go shopping.
Okay, let's go shopping. So you hit up the Trader's Grotto. And Halavin, you actually meet up with your friend Kazook Pickshine, who's
Nice.
one of the people that like kind of helped you out with organizing people to like fight back against the gelatinous cubes and whatnot.
Right.
And he's kind of like, there's no leader to the market, right? Like there's nobody who's in charge of this. It's just whoever wants to sell shit can sell it here. But Kazook knows where everyone is, who everyone is, what the best prices everyone has are, what they're actually willing to sell their shit for. So you guys don't actually have to barter if you're in the market, because Halavin has befriended Kazook, right?
We're going to tell all these
You're welcome.
So you're going to get 100% of the value of any item you want to sell, and you are going to pay regular price for everything. It's not going to be a markup. Is that fair?
Yep.
Okay.
So
So what do you, the party, want to sell of what you have? So the samples you can't sell here. They're only saleable to people in the outskirts, which you aren't going back to just now. Has anyone done an inspect on that potion yet?
Are we able to? Or are we able to bring it to someone, have them inspect it?
Does anyone have Tinker's tools? Or
Yes.
trained in Arcana?
Halavin is a tinker.
And
I'm
I'm
in
trained in
Arcana.
Arcana.
Okay, anyone who's trained in Arcana, roll Arcana. Anyone who has Tinker's tools, roll Tinker's tools. If you don't have Tinker's tools, tell me and I will make a Tinker's tools thing for you.
I have him here.
So Shade, actually, don't worry about that. Everyone else, Shade rolls high enough to identify this potion, and there it is. So everyone can check out the party sheet and see what that potion is now.
Handy.
I think we definitely should keep that.
If you're going to keep it, put it in your inventory. Somebody had a bag of holding, yes? I thought I gave you guys one of those.
I've got several bags of holding.
Shadira, you have it?
Yes.
Okay. Is everyone okay with Shadira throwing the potion of invisibility into the bag of holding?
I'm totally
As long as it doesn't disappear.
You know, should you gently place it inside of the bag, not throw it inside the bag? I don't know how fragile the bottle is.
It was more just an invisibility joke.
Alright, so Shadira, go ahead and drag that into your inventory there. I'd also say probably, Shadira, you want to take both of the samples, the Earth Elemental and the Gargoyle samples, to, you know, so they don't get sold. Is that cool with everybody?
Yeah, man.
like I said, you can sell them, but only to the researchers who are on the outskirts, and you haven't gone that way yet. So now we have the 4 elegant drow dresses from the Medusa. We have the 1,000 gold diamond that you got from Sark, and we have the 8 tiny rubies that you found elsewhere in your travels. We're gonna sell those, yes, with Kazook's help, which will give you 100% of their value. Is that correct?
Yep. Selling them.
Okay. And with that, we are going to distribute the coins, and y'all get 810 gold from that.
I feel like we're pretty loaded right now.
You pretty much are. So that being done, all of you should have okay, I just loaded it. The SRD item store VO.2 from Matakuri in your library.
Mhm.
So that's every item that the SRD has. And if you click on parcels there, under SRD item store VO2, if you click on that and then you click on parcels next to that, that will give you every single item that is available to you and how much it costs. Now, normally I would limit this, but this is the marketplace, right? So it's not all going to be the same vendor, but in terms of like what you could find here, these are all of the items that you could find at all of the different vendors. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Okay. And you'll notice there that the only item you can find for healing is a regular potion of healing. That's because all of the greater potions and everything have been purchased already by the church. And Shade, you can explain to them how that works, because there's, you know, everybody else is like, they haven't spent time with that acolyte, right?
Yeah, how he isn't necessarily the best one, he was the only one, so he's extremely limited on what he can do. So he uses the potions to actually do what an acolyte would, or what he would normally do. But he just doesn't have it.
Yeah, so like all the greater healing potions and everything that you would normally be able to find in the market, like the church has already bought all of those because the staging point people and the people who are fighting the puddings and whatnot, like, they all needed them, you know? So everybody go ahead and do your thing. There are about 20 minutes left in tonight's session. Just holler out what you're buying so that we can have some good Twitch content.
I'm looking specifically for a decent blunt weapon against some of this stuff that we were fighting. It occurs to me that I should probably have a warhammer or something, just in case.
Instead of buying something, can I spend money to upgrade my quarterstaff somehow? Because it was that special weapon that I carved from the root of the the tree from you know, where I lived for the longest time. I think we had talked about that beforehand, but we didn't really figure out how we were going to do it.
What I've determined on that is you're going to spend the amount of money that it costs to buy a new item to upgrade your quarterstaff to something similar to that item. Does that make sense?
Perfect. Yeah,
so,
man.
like, if you want to make a glaive out of your quarterstaff, spend the amount of money it would take to buy a glaive from scratch, and just say that you spent that money on the materials it would take to upgrade your current quarterstaff, right?
Sure. Okay.
I feel like that's the most fair way to do that.
Yeah, man, that's completely fine. I'll literally just buy a glaive because that's 20 gold, and it gives it a 1d10 instead of the 1d6 that it has.
Yep, works for
Isn't
me.
it?
And it's basically, so you're just going to upgrade quarterstaff, though. It's not going to be an actual glaive. It's still a quarterstaff.
Yeah, I'm
You're
just
just
changing the
upgrading
die.
the stats on it.
I'm just changing the die, yeah. So what I'm saying I'm doing is instead of buying something, I went back to the apartment, and I'm just like, I'm carving more into it. I'm carving Eldith's face into the side of the quarterstaff. And I'm just kind of like, sitting there just working on it.
Okay,
And it's just
so
like magically like powering up.
Then name your quarterstaff, rename it to Staff of the Departed.
Okay.
And give it the stats of a polearm, whichever polearm you want.
Yeah.
And then spend the extra money. What is it for a glaive? It's like 50 gold.
It was
or
20
something
gold.
Like that. It's
Yeah, it was
20.
20
Okay,
gold.
so make it 25 because you're upgrading it.
Sure.
And we'll call that like Quarterstaff of the Departed or something.
Yeah, man.
Is there any magical items we can get hold of anywhere?
Only what's in the SRD is available to you in this market.
And you said it was just regular potions of healing that were there, right?
Correct, and even then there's only 4 of them.
Okay.
So if anybody wants to take one, you gotta holler out like I'm taking a potion of healing because there's only 4 total.
Yeah, I'm taking one. So that's another 50 gold.
Did anyone
Okay.
get the healer by any chance?
Anybody get what?
The healer's feet.
Yeah, I got one.
So you got the healer's feet, not a healer's kit.
I have the feet. I'm going to be buying kits.
You do need to purchase those kits, Shade. There are 3 available here, so you can purchase up to a total of 3 healers kits here.
Okay, in that case, I will buy 3.
I'm actually considering buying it.
Halvin, you did not have Tinker's Tools previously?
Yeah, I thought when we got the cart that you said had all our stuff on it, I assumed that I had them, but they weren't there, so I just now moved them back in. So bought a set then. We can call.
Alright, there you go. So I put Tinker's Tools and made it Dex and made you Proficient. So that's on your skills list now.
What do you think, people? Should we get a mule?
Get a warhorse if we're gonna get some.
I'm a little mad at Ron for him being happy at Eldith's death, and I'm gonna say, don't we have one over there?
Woof.
Well,
You made stuff ugly.
I'm not looking at trying to ride a warhorse in the Underdark, but mules you can get around most places.
You can absolutely do that. If you buy a mule, I'll give you 2 chests with the mule if you buy that, and that will give you 200 pounds that you can carry without having to worry about weight.
Okay.
Because each chest could hold 100 pounds, right? And you could tie those onto the mule.
Carts don't work too well down here, do they?
What's that?
Carts.
Probably not.
Carts?
Yeah,
No,
I
they're
can't,
not. They're not gonna happen. Honestly,
No, I
like
didn't
just
think so.
with anything with wheels on it is just not gonna happen outside of the like the actual roads, and most of those roads are made by the drow, who you are not trying to interact with. So, yeah, that would not be a great idea for you guys.
Okay. Well, I'm going to take a mule.
Probably load it with feed. Imagine it's hard to feed animals down here.
Yeah, so you will need to buy feed for the animals. Shade. How common are spellbooks? You have... That's a wizard question, isn't it? Because you already know every spell that a cleric can cast. You just have to prep them every day. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was out Glyphic.
Does Glyphic have like a special extra spell? No, he doesn't.
Or down. Is there something I can give that increase? You know what I mean?
One more time? I'm sorry. You were cutting out there.
So since he seems to be so far down on not being able to do stuff, is there a way to help him increase his ability?
Oh, if you want to take... It depends on how long you want to spend here, but if you want to take a day with him that you're not helping your party at all, it'll take 1 day for every spell that you know that he doesn't know. So basically, like, if you want to teach him Spare the Dying, it'll take a day. If you want to teach him Cure Wounds, it'll take a day. If you want to teach, you know, like that.
Was there a limit on rations that they had?
On rations that they have, rations here are much different than the rations that you're used to. So if you purchase a ration here in Blingdenstone, it's gonna be like basically a meal. It's not gonna be something you can take with you on the trail.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like you basically can't buy rations here. Because
Yeah, no, that's
if
completely
you
fine.
say I want 2 days worth of rations, they're gonna give you like 2 pots worth of soup, and that's like, well, I have to eat these both now, right? Like, I can't take this with me.
Yeah.
You know.
Sure, man.
Yeah, and the trail food that you would find in other major cities, like, they just don't have that here because everything about Blingdenstone is focused on rebuilding Blingdenstone right now. It's just not. It's not a city that's meant for travelers as such.
I know this is a very random question. Do you think anybody here would have a very small potted plant that I could buy? Just for, like, literally RP purposes, nothing else.
You could buy some mushrooms.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna buy potted mushrooms. How much do you want me to spend on that?
So it's gonna be 10 gold, and it's basically gonna be like a piece of a rotted log with a bunch of mushrooms growing off of it.
Okay.
These mushrooms are edible, and also there's some on the other end that are quote-unquote edibles.
Okay.
So you're gonna get 2 for 1 on this deal, but it's gonna be 10 gold if you want it.
And what do you want that to weigh? Because it's like a log, you said. Maybe like 2 pounds or something like that.
No, like it's like 1 pound because the log is like rotted through.
Yeah.
So basically, you have some on one end that are like you could just put them in a soup or whatever, and then there's some on the other end that are like woo-woo mushrooms, right? Like,
Sure.
yeah.
Okay.
And you can absolutely use the woo-woo mushrooms the same way you could use your alchemy jug. I'll say you have 2 uses per day of that in
Okay.
addition to your alchemy jug. I'm
Cool.
sorry, 2 uses per week. How about that? Because they need time to grow.
Yeah, that makes sense. Or how about every week I roll like a d4? Because every day I roll for the other thing. How about every week I roll for a D4 for the
Nah, it's
mushroom log.
just gonna be 2 uses per
Just
week.
2?
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
that'll be easier for me. So it'll just be two uses per week, where you can use a mushroom instead of your drinking jug.
Okay.
Okay. And we haven't been playing weekly, like time wise on this. I haven't been really sticking to the calendar too much, because most of what you've been doing has been like a day, 2 days, like that. So just you will need to keep track of the
Oh yeah.
kind of weekly, and it's not. This is Forgotten Realms, so there's no such thing as a week. It's a 10-day, right?
Okay.
So
but
you have
since it is
one mushroom every 5 days, or 2 mushrooms every 10 days. It's up to you.
Just so I don't forget, because it's a new day, I have 16 gallons.
Nice.
Tis gonna be a good day.
So 16 gallons of booze plus 2 special
magic
mushrooms. Right. And that works for me. So when you eat a magic mushroom, let's say you have these 2 magic mushrooms that you can use per 10-day. And let's just make this official, and we will say each magic mushroom gives you 2 key points. Does that work?
Excellent. Yeah, man, that's great. That's awesome.
And you can do the coding on that, right?
Yeah, of course.
Right. Anyone need to buy anything else? Shade, I saw you bought a dragon chess set, and it's just chess. Whatever.
Yep.
You bought some holy water. Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
still going through buying stuff.
Did you take? So you bought the holy water. Did you take that from the adventuring gear on Rob Tui? Because I think there's some stats for that, like damage versus undead kind of thing.
No, I did not. I can swing by and pick it up. I just got it.
Okay. Anybody that needs anything, holler, because I can throw up the Rob Tui modules for. Okay, so I just threw it up for adventuring gear, wondrous items, potions. That's all on there. Xanathars is on there. I can load more modules if you need me to. I just don't want to load too many modules that I don't need to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thinking we should maybe get a pair or 2 of manacles in case we want to take prisoners.
Okay. Halvin, if you want to do that, I mean, y'all have a ton of money right now, as far as I'm concerned.
So I'm actually gonna, like, now that I have all my stuff, because that's all that I'm really gonna buy, I'm actually gonna take 67 gold and just go ahead and start handing it out to the kids. Like, I don't really have much concept of money, to be honest. I have all of this stuff just now, just like on me. I'm just gonna start giving some away to some of the kids, like just drinking on the street, just like flipping gold coins to kids. So I'm gonna literally take 67 gold off of myself.
Okay. You are absolutely able to do that. Any kind of gold that you want to give away, do it. That'll give you a +1 to reputation checks in here. So maybe note that somewhere on your character sheet that you have a +1 to reputation checks in Blinging Stone. Because word of that, like you just giving money to people, like word of that would spread fairly quickly.
Yeah, like these people are used to seeing me walk down the street, like offering them drinks of ale. Like I pretty much almost everybody that I see, I've offered something to in this place. You know, like they've taken me in out of the dark. Like this is great. So yeah, I've got to give everything back to them that they've given to me.
Okay. Shadira, I'm seeing you buy a lot of toolkits here.
Yes.
Are you creating skills for those toolkits or no?
No, I'm not actually creating skills for those toolkits right now. I'm just packing them away in the chests on the mule, because there was a couple of times when we were getting to this place where we wanted to do something we couldn't because we didn't have the tools for it.
Okay.
So I'm just,
So you
hey,
tool disguise kit, one type of musical instrument, so you're not proficient in any of these things.
the disguise kit I'm proficient in, because
Disguise kit you're proficient in, and performance I'm not gonna worry about that. But so for inventory, you have, let's see, cobbler, cook, glass blower, herbalism,
how much silk rope can I get hold of? All right.
one second. Alright, so carpenter's tools. Strength, cobblers. His dex. Glass blowers. His con and
Constitution.
herbalism is wisdom, and you're not proficient in any of them. Okay, so on your skills sheet, Shadira, I've put all of your tools and kits and whatnot with their appropriate proficiencies. So don't change that shit, okay? But you now have roles for skills on them.
I wasn't planning on trying to use them all myself, just in case I lied.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, like for instance, carpenter's tools, right? Like you have a set of carpenter's tools. So for carpenter's tools, I'm going with strength on that, which means that you have basically a +1 if you want to try to build something out of wood, right?
Yep, that's fine.
Because you're not proficient and you don't have any miscellaneous bonuses, so that's just, it ends up with a +1 because of strength, right?
Yep, that's fine. I've got no problems with that whatsoever.
All right. Oh, you just bought more tools. Okay. Smith's tools and Tinker's tools.
And wood carving tools.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Smith's tools.
I've already got Smith and Tinker's tools if you want to save yourself some.
I didn't actually grab Tinker's tools.
The next person walks into the store and it's empty.
Yeah.
Alright, Smith's tools, that's gonna be strength. Tinker's is gonna be dex. Woodcarver's is gonna be dex. Alright. All those tools are in your skills list, Shadira.
Yes, sir.
Shade, you have a shitload of incense. What's that for, bud?
Partially donate, partially, you know, why not?
Okay.
I mean, how much?
Halvin, what are you doing?
Done it. Made sure I got a set of Tinker's tools. I got a warhammer. I got a hooded lantern and some oil flasks, and a couple of pairs of manacles.
You did purchase Tinker's tools, you said?
Just to make sure I had them yet, since they weren't showing in my inventory, and they should have been. I went ahead and bought a pair. Or a set.
Okay, so you have tool brewers and tool herbalism. And then you're also going to do tool tinkers?
I should not have brewer's tools or herbalism tools.
I'm sorry, that was Thidriel. I clicked on the wrong character. Halvin.
Yeah.
Tinker's tools you have, you're proficient with, because abilities...
because I'm a tinker, right?
Yes, you are one type of artisan's tools, which you chose tinkers for. So that is on your skills list, which you have Tinker's tools. Yep. Dex is your bonus, and you are proficient. And so, anything other than Tinker's tools that you purchased? You
Not that I purchased.
manacles,
I have
right?
that set of 2 pairs of manacles.
Okay.
A hooded lantern and some flasks of oil for it.
Yeah, no worries. Shade, anything?
And a warhammer.
Just picking up some crossbow bolts and stuff, just because spell-wise, so I figure it's a good backup for a light one.
Okay, so you bought crossbow bolts. You have 3 times 20 crossbow bolts, which is a stupid way to look at that. So, let us do...
Topsy-Turvy and Rapido, just because I know that they've lost some. So realistically, like 20. Sorry, 40.
Okay, so I removed 3 times crossbow bolts 20, and I gave you 60 crossbow bolts single. Did you want to buy more daggers or anything like that? Like I don't know. So you have a climber's kit and a healer's kit.
Yep, climber's kit, just because if we were to fall down somewhere, it might be helpful to use just once we get past the current area. And then the healer's kit is obviously for healing. Hopefully for healing. Maybe for healing, we'll see. And then I do not see item coding. That was the one that you loaded up.
Yeah, so I just got a bunch of errors. So climber's kit and healer's kit I did for Shade, so that's fine.
Alright, cool then. I think that's everything.
Shadira, you're good. Thidriel, you're good. Trey, do you have any items you need to talk about? Or Shadira, go ahead.
silk rope. How much can I get?
What was that?
How much silk rope can I get hold of?
How much what?
Silk rope.
Silk rope. You can get a hold of 150 feet.
Okay, I will take 150 feet of silk rope.
I mean, it's pretty expensive. It's hard to weave, so that's all you're gonna get is 3, 50-foot ropes of it or whatever.
I bought a pack saddle as well, and saddlebags for the mule. Now I need feed. Where's the feed?
5 copper a day.
Copper a day. How much does it
5.
weigh?
Oh, good question.
For the feed, you're saying like 5 copper a day, you mean?
Yes.
So how many days of feed are you gonna purchase?
How much does it weigh is the question I'm after.
Feed per day weighs 10 pounds. Per day.
10 pounds per day.
Mule's gonna just be carrying its own food.
Oh no, that's
Well, so what did I say? Each chest can carry 100 pounds.
yeah. No, that's not what I'm planning on doing.
So that's a 10-day per chest.
No, the feed. Most of the feed's not going to be carried by the mule.
Okay. Because the bag of holding doesn't care about weight; it only cares about size.
It's bag of feed should fit into a bag of holding, wouldn't it?
It's let's say it's a 10 pounds of feed. We'll say that's a third of a meter per square. So you could do three days worth of feed per meter. Is that fair?
Well, it's got volume of 64 cubic feet.
Sorry, I'm trying to convert this for you, but then I realized that D&D doesn't do that. So how does bag of holding work?
So
Okay.
wait, what was the question?
Bag of holding can hold up to 500 pounds and not exceeding a volume of 64 cubic feet. Basically, it works on how much you can fit in the mouth of it. The mouth is roughly 2 feet in diameter, and the mouth is 4 feet deep.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I
it's
think,
not a
I
problem
think the main thing
to
is just
fit.
the weight.
Yeah, so the weight is going to be the issue here, because it's not a problem to fit, a square, a square meter or whatever of shit into the bag of holding. It's just a matter of when you pull it out, how much is there. So let's say, how much do you have in the bag of holding right now?
Well, I've got 2 bags of holding, which I picked up earlier, when we had spending spree, and right now I've probably got a grand total in both of them of 100 pounds, maybe a little bit over that now.
Okay, so I see Z bag of holding and I see regular bag of holding. The regular
Yes.
bag of holding, you're not really going to be able to put any feed in there because there's a bunch of stuff in there.
Yeah,
The
I wasn't planning on putting it
Z
in there.
bag of holding, the potion of greater healing is gone, so you can just remove
Yeah.
that.
I left it at the 0 so that when I pick it up at some later on point, I can add numbers to it.
Okay. So you can fit, what did you say, 64 something?
64 cubic feet, 500 pounds.
Okay. So you can fit, let's say if each one weighs, how much did I say feed weighs? 10 pounds?
10 pound. I was thinking about 20 days worth of feed.
Well, so if it's 10 pounds, then you can fit 500 pounds in the bag of holding. So then that means 50 days, right?
Yeah. I'll take 20 days worth of feed for it.
Okay, 20 days worth, and pay the copper for that. So that's 5
Yep.
copper times 20, which is what, like 1 gold? I mean, it's like nothing.
Yeah. I'm about to knock off the amount I've... Oh, it's been me getting knocked off. Excellent.
It's like 1 gold for that much feed, but it's gonna fill up
Yeah.
your whole bag of holding, basically.
It's going to take a good chunk out of it, but yeah.
Does that work for you?
That works for me.
Okay. Thidril, anything else?
No, I'm good, man. I'm gonna work out a eulogy for the start of our next session.
Okay, cool. I wasn't gonna roleplay the Elda funeral, but if you want to do that, go for it.
Well, yeah, I mean, roleplay is the one, like that's what I want to be doing more than anything.
Absolutely, man. I'm 100% about it.
Yeah, yeah. So
Trey.
I'll have something for that next time.
Okay, Trey. Anything else that you want to buy?
Nope, I never left the apartment. I'm depressed and just standing.
Oh, you're not buying anything?
Nope, never went to the thing. Walked out of the
There's
city.
books there. They have books.
Don't care.
Okay. All right. It is 23:41 my time, which means we are 10 minutes past our normal stopping point. Does anyone have anything else they want to do? Say, you should all be level 4 by now.
No, I
And
think I'm
we've
good.
done a shopping trip. I will leave the table up for a little bit while longer if anybody wants to, finalize anything or talk to me about anything. But as far as I'm concerned right now, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. And anyone that wants to continue can do so offline.
Awesome. Thanks, man.